Live. And there we go. We're live, everybody. Hello, hello. Welcome back,
Capitan Foley.
Capitan.
Yes.
Yes. We got some super chats to start before we get into anything.
That is a super start.
Isle of Islam, or Isle of Film, sorry.
We do too.
Isle of Film throws in €2. I'd like to see some Star Trek. Didn't get much in season 1 and 2. Fair enough. It's true.
Well, as Stuart points out, in his opinion, they stretched like 2 episodes into 10, so
Yeah.
we've got 2 episodes worth of Star Trek.
Ozzy Maderos, $2. Worf still drinks prune juice, a warrior's drink.
You'd better.
It's true. It's good for the downstairs plumbing and stuff as well. Just saying. Christian Montgomery, $2. I hope we see an offspring of Picard. Live long and prosper. Yes.
I mean, all their
cool.
kids. Let's be honest. I'm still upset they killed Troy and Riker's original one of their kids.
Yeah.
And we know we're going to see 2 kids of Geordie, I believe.
Something like that.
At least Mika, but I think we're seeing 2. Although I'd be happy to see the girl from Riker's kid back. Obviously, she's now older, as they are now forward in time a little bit. So
Yes. Well, and CJ O'Neill throws in $100.
Huh.
Pacha! And he says starships. That's what he wants to see. Which, thank you for the super chat. And yes, I think they'll deliver on the starships. You'll get at least $100 worth. So thank you very much for that super chat.
CJ, you just beat yesterday's number of super chat goal.
in one super chat. Thank you.
Wow, that's some pep in our boots. Which is sad because Lower Decks better than Picard, but you guys are.
And very few people came out for it.
But I mean, like the late energy already, like guys booming. I get the potential of Picard, but come on, Lower Decks are so good. I know we might be biased. We know Mike Man. We've met him several times on the Skypes. Really great. Really gets it. You know, everyone watch Lower Decks.
And Tom Casey throws in $2. Says, hope to see a good storyline. Oh
dear.
Yes.
Or even, several good smaller ones.
Yeah.
Give us a sub. What's everyone been doing? Show us flashbacks with De-Age the Forge, and
Might be too much to ask for that, but we'll see.
I mean, they did that with Data. I mean, that's the thing. Even they could have Geordie saying, "Oh, when I was on the the ship of the Enterprise," and you cut back to him. All he has to do is dye his beard.
USS da-da-da-da.
Yes, and they've already got the first contact uniforms like Brent wore. Dye his hair black, which you can do temporarily, and boom, he looks younger. Like all you have to do is do a flashback, and it'll be that quick and cheap and easy. Just for like a hey, I did that, or anyway, sorry, hi. So I guess I should start sharing this with our wonderful Facebook audience, because we are really eager to hear what you think, what you know, what you've heard, and what you'd like to see. I have got a poll though, which is a preamble poll. If she wants to read that out, he can, or cannot.
I can, yeah. Hold on a second. I was just translating Igor's thing. He's like, this country is overrun with NATO because it's coming in Russian for some reason. So
right.
But CJ O'Neill went on to say, unlike Eagle Moss, LOL, too soon. And Brian said, so sad about Eagle Moss. Eagle Moss is not finished necessarily, guys. Just keep your pants on.
Eagle Moss is, but continuation of their company might not be.
Which will still be called Eagle Moss. It'll be Eagle Moss Plus, like Paramount Plus.
Well, they're probably still going to own the rights to the name Eagle Moss, but I know what you mean.
Yeah. All right, go share, and I'll talk to these people.
See you in a second.
46 people here, 37 likes, guys. Hit that like button if you're just joining us. Get up to that 50 likes goal. Would be awesome. Also, wouldn't mind another new member during this live. So join the chat or join the the channel, sorry, not just the chat, but the channel, there's a join button down there. It's like a monthly subscription way to show your support for Trekyards, and it helps out the analytics on YouTube as well. So please do that. Check out the options at least. You can get a rank and some cool stuff. If you want to help us in another way on a monthly basis, head on over to Patreon/Trekyards. You can do that as well. Or send us a PayPal through trekyards@hotmail.com. Let us know in the regular chat that you sent it, and we will read your comment via that. Matt, if you're here, let me know you're here. I see you up there, and Jason V-neck is here. Hey, how's it going? But Matt, let me know if you're here still, because I want to ask a favor of you for this live. Keep an eye on Igor's comments and have them translated from Russian to English for us, just so that we know what he's saying and I don't have to keep running back and translating. Oh, Igor said, okay, guys, or gays. Well, I don't know if that was a typo or not, but Matt, keep an eye on those and let me know the translations, please. Just in the regular chat will be fine. Just let me know that you understood. Thank you. But no, thank you, CJ O'Neill. That was a fantastic super chat and the perfect way to start off a live, because it's been a bad month as far as income goes. So if you guys can help out in any way, please do. Come on. Because we do need the support. So also check out the links down below. There are links to the Eagle, or I was going to say the Eagle Moss. There is still, but those won't work. Check out the links down below to the Teespring and the TeePublic store. We have a lot of cool Trekyards merch. We want you guys to be a part of it. And it's funny that Jason V-neck is here, because I'm actually wearing a V-neck shirt today, which he might appreciate, because I know he likes his V-neck shirts. So good to see our moderators showing up in droves. But yeah. Hezraz, who's been a member for 25 months at the rank of commander. Not you, Hezraz. I'm glad I could catch some of this. Money when I get paid. Well, we appreciate it. So thank you.
Well, I'm back now. Hello.
Oh, Jason noticed. It's like the one V-neck shirt I have in my rotation, and you just happen to pop on the live that I'm wearing it on. Good job.
And Stuart is the man of style, so.
Oh, I try. Okay.
Dear me, Stuart.
So.
Deary me. Deary me. How
So Picard is
yeah,
rumored to be coming back in February, so we still got a bit of a stretch here, but we thought it was worth talking about before Lower Decks kicks off as well.
Yeah, well, this is the thing that they probably know they don't even need to show Discovery trailers, really, or teasers, because those that are fans are going to watch it, and then there's everyone else. Picard, they can golden goose this. It's the only one that has true promotional value. Strange Worlds don't even need to promote Season 2. People are going to slam down and watch it, and last time they waited the longest time to release a trailer until everything would look really sharp and crisp and like finished. So this is the only show that they might continue to show stuff on, I think, because they need to get the audience back, and they need to make people forget about Season 2 and 1 and just in Season 3. So this one, I think, will continue to have pieces come out, hence talking about it, because we're going to see some more stuff, I think.
Chuck A puts in $2 and says Picard Season 3 will be great, as is Trekyards. Oh, thank you. We'll never be as good as Trekyards, but it'll be pretty cool.
Well, it's never going to get to 7 or 8 years. We can tell you that for sure.
We should total up our episodes and see if we've more than all of Star Trek combined at this point. And we also hit 26 million views finally. So, yeah, we're getting there. I can't believe 26 million people or views have happened. That's insane.
Yeah, we've been doing this for a while, Stuart.
8 years in October. Can't wait to celebrate.
Yeah, that 10th year, maybe we should get Mighty Man to come on for Lower Decks Season 6. Anniversary special.
Yeah. I kind of agree with Dan. He says less Raffi. Yeah, as I was looking at the thumbnail before we went live, I'm like, I could do with less Raffi and no Troy. Moving on.
It's tricky.
Troy's just,
Yeah.
I never liked Troy generally, and just when I saw her in Picard earlier, she just didn't do anything for me. So
It's tricky because the standout characters are the ones you want to see most of, and putting Raffi up to these ones is embarrassing. I know some people really, really like Raffi and call her out for being fantastic and nuanced and full of depth, but I can happily argue all day. I do remember with Sean from Trek Culture came on, and so I quite like her, and I said, "Well, I don't like her," and he's like, "Oh yeah, okay, good reasons," but I still like her. I was like, "Great, good."
yeah,
But I've got plenty of real reasons, except she's black and a woman. Don't care about that stuff. I have actual reasons.
exactly. But that's not
Not
the,
that
what
he's
anybody
arguing
want.
that. I'm just saying those are the common things. You don't like them because they're black or they're a woman.
That being said, they did do her better in season 2. They did give her some redeeming qualities, and then they just dash those against the rocks for a minute, and then they'd. So yeah, I mean, you can't change people, I guess. So
Well, Raffi was as inconsistent as the episode was.
yeah,
She had some really great scenes. She had a couple in season 1, but sort of redundant. And she had some cringy scenes because they just want to. It's annoying because clearly she's a good actress. And the few times she's been full Starfleet, she's worked quite well. Although weirdly in this trailer she's not in uniform, I believe, when we saw her.
and yet Seven is. So Seven's gone on to be in Starfleet. Raffi looks like she might have left Starfleet, which is weird.
Elnor died, so therefore hate Starfleet, I guess. Maybe Elnor was her Echeb. He died, she effed off even further, and maybe Raffi did the same. But I don't care. I'm saying that I don't care. As I'm saying it, I don't care what happens to Raffi's journey.
I agree.
I mean, it's fine if she comes back as like a super minor recurring. She's there to die or there to help Seven or there to, but she has no real useful story. We're never going to get closer to her son's story arc. It would be shocking if they spent, 30 minutes of their 10 hours on Raffi's son storyline. It's like, you have the TNG cast back for as much as you want them. You spend 30 minutes wasted on Raffi's son.
Yeah.
In a book, hey, what do you book? Do as much as you want. Utilize her to gain time. But that, in the season where these people are the most important people in the universe because this is their last chance to get them, you don't waste time on Raffi's son.
Yeah, but you know what you do waste time on is ads. So here you guys go, just because YouTube recommends it. Our gods demand it. And we're back from that great ad. Don't know what you guys saw, but wow.
But you know what I realized in that ad break? I was
Nothing, because it was like 2 seconds for us.
Imagine if Raffi and Rios were swapped.
That's what they should have done.
If Raffi found somebody else in the past that was interesting and went off with them, and Captain Stargazer, second in command of the Stargazer, everyone else Starfleet, 100% Starfleet season where everyone's positive, and then you've got kind of a ceremonial son of Picard because he felt way more like an appreciative son, rather than Raffi felt like a obnoxious daughter, vibe, cousin, whatever. Like, just look at his lineup, that would work so well.
I agree.
Functionally, because he improved so much in season 2, in terms of like showing the Starfleet spirit. They deliberately sanded those rough corners because that's the storyline, whereas Raffi kind of kept all the things.
And yeah, Dan says he didn't get a ad, but yeah, some people will during the lives, other people won't, and on the replay, that's when ads are inserted. So
yeah, I actually watched when Dad came on that time with you and Ray. I had you on my phone, and I had got an ad, so I got to experience the ad firsthand.
And how was it? What was it? What kind of ad was it?
I don't remember, because I was watching. I was doing some setups. So I was watching on the TV and my phone, so I kept both on because I can comment on one. And one got the ad, one didn't. I was like, oh, okay, cool. I don't know what it was. Yeah. Anyway, sorry. Hi.
Cool. By the way, guys, go vote in the poll. Are you more excited for Picard season 3 or Lower Decks season 3? Right now, Lower Decks is leading with 56%. So it was 50-50 for a while there. So we were quite impressed with that.
The thing is, right, if the trailer's amazing, this is more exciting. But I want to see carpets. I want to see not overly lit sets. I want to see classic art design. I want to see an old set. I want to see an old shuttle. I want to see a flashback with one of them in classic uniform going back in time or something. I want to see Seven talk to the MH as part of the storyline. Show me a trailer with some highlights that show we get canon. Then I'll be really excited, because we had 2 seasons of they haven't got it. 1 season actively throwing away fun, 1 doing whatever season 2 was. And I'll be fooled 3 times until they show it to me.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter how many people say it's going to be great, because we all thought after season 2, and then we saw it. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Ah, Dave, interesting.
Dave says he got an ad on his phone, but not on his TV. Well, yeah.
Oh,
I think
fair.
it also depends whether you have YouTube Premium or you don't get ads. I don't know how it works, but we do what we're told. It's our job. Anyway, speaking of doing what we're told, let us know your thoughts. What do you want to see for season 3? We will talk about them and discuss it. But from what we've heard, I mean, it's supposedly going to be a good season. I have my fingers crossed. I always go in optimistic. And, as Samuel said, just show us that you respect canon and know how to portray it, and we'll be on board with it.
And it's not even they didn't respect canon in season 2, because they gave us Borg Queen, a few things she couldn't do before, but now she can. Fine, they weren't horrendous. They did a few of those things. The story was just terrible. Like, they need to have good writers to do the good story, because you can get canon and still be bad stories. They need both. There were more canon in season 2, including the Sovereign and other things, but the story,
Yeah.
What was the good idea?
And Paul makes a good point too. I'm excited to see Worf again. Hopefully they don't destroy his character. Well, exactly. I mean, everybody's surprised that he looked like Worf. I had no inkling that he wouldn't look like Worf. But they got that down at least. Will they respect the character? It remains to be seen. Because Worf had quite a journey going through TNG and DS9. So lots to unpack there and lots to respect as far as canon goes. So will they maintain that? That's the question.
Oh, it's funny. The only reason that he might have not liked Worf is because one man made one choice in 2015 that made the Klingons look weird. Only Brian Fuller ever wanted that. Think about that for a second. Just because he made a stupid choice, and then to keep the makeup in such and to save face. We didn't see Klingons ever again after season 2. We haven't yet seen them except in Lower Decks and Prodigy, where they look normal. So it seemed odd to me that you'd think they would, not you, but people, because every time I've seen them after Brian's influence was gone, they've been Klingons.
Yeah. Yep.
Like, but that's how damaging that was to the fan base,
Yeah. And Ben points out too that respecting canon is not just fan service. If it's another season of member berries, then it'll be a failure.
Like having Q only in 7 scenes.
Yeah. So yeah, I agree with that, Ben.
Well, I mean, my Trek shorts aren't member berry; they're utilizing the universe.
Yeah, but everything around your characters and what your characters say is canon, so that's different. I can handle some fan service or nostalgia or member berries, which I hate that term, by the way, but I can handle that if everything around it is cloaked in what it should be. So if it's not just everything looks different, but this one, remember this thing?
It's like at the end of my short where Keeler goes back to Earth to go on the Defiant. I end the episode at DS9 in the shot from DS9. Is that member berry or just a logical recreation of a scene from the show as a closing point visual? I don't need to have it there, but it adds something. Is it member berry? Well, it's a functional story device that tells you what's, it's not that hard to do both.
Yeah.
I do it all the time.
Yeah. No, don't apologize, Ben. Everybody uses it. I'm sick of woke. I'm sick of member berries. Even fan service is slung around a little bit too heavily.
You're making shows for the fans of the shows.
Yeah. People don't even really understand what's fan service and what's not anymore. So
if you're not making for the fans, then the fans will turn off. There aren't any fans, then you'll lose the show. What do you mean? You make it for everybody, but primarily the fans. It's like you wouldn't change a show. It's like you wouldn't change CSI 7, the 7th spin-off, into suddenly a gritty crime thriller where they follow the murderer every day. But that's not what we were promised or asked for, or well, it can be interesting, but those fans wouldn't necessarily.
Be a spin-off show called CSI Surveillance. CSI Stakeout. No. But yeah, I see what you mean.
So what are you looking forward to? What do you want to see in season 3 of Picard?
New ships. One of my big things. I want to see new, post Nemesis era ships. Sure, we got a little of that in season 2. We got some Star Trek Online bleed over as far as ships goes, but that was great to see. Still, don't get me wrong, I still like that. But some new designs. I do want to see the cast, TNG cast, together, all of them, having a nice conversation or a good send off at least. Not necessarily all conflict all the time. I know that I've heard that Picard and Beverly are going to kind of be at odds a little bit, but yeah, they've got a long history together. So
and they've done a lot of press together.
Yes,
so that's going to be the main storyline, I think. And they obviously.
It's about Picard. It's called Picard after all.
And
so
she marries Picard in a different timeline. I mean, I'm assuming whoever wrote the Laris scene at the end of season 2 is not the same person who wrote this season, whereas, we don't want him to end up with Laris as random Romulan who's... No, I want to end up with Crusher, because that's the obvious thing you do after that many years of setup and payoff.
Yeah.
But then what's the point of the end of Picard season 2? Or are they or is it, the ex and the girlfriend? Is Picard going to walk aboard the USS... what's the Pasteur with Laris Picard, and Beverly's going to be like, who's this? Oh, she's my wife. Oh, and they catfight and they hate each other. It's like, that's not going to be the storyline, is it? Like, where's Laris? If Laris is his new girlfriend, where's she on this poster? Should she get more screen time than Raffi?
Yes.
If she's Mrs. Picard now, because he loves Raffi, head over heels in love with her, and.
Maybe he never gets to the wedding. Maybe the events of this season stop him from getting the wedding. Turns out he dies at the end or something and never made it to the wedding. That would be like all poignant and stuff.
Okay, in the chat right now, spam the chat. Do you want Picard to end up with Laris? So any Beverly stuff is secondary, is not personal life based, or at least current day personal life. Maybe it's just about, I did kill your husband years ago. Whereas he is my son. Who's now a traveller. Or do you want to be with Beverly at the end? Tell us in the chat right now.
Yeah. Do that. Spam the chat.
Beverly
Christian
Picard
Montgomery,
or Laris
though.
Picard?
Yeah. Christian Montgomery throws in $2. Commodore Worf at DS9 like a TOS Commodore. Thumbs up. Matt Boardman throws in $5. I would love a scene similar to the final scene in All Good Things. That ending is still one of the all-time, one of the best of all the series for me. Yes.
It's tricky because they can't just do that again, and they can't do the Star Trek 6 sign-off scene. So both the scenes that are the best goodbyes, they can't do, even though they could just do them and say, it's fine, we're doing poker again, it was beautiful the first time, we'll do it again.
Yeah.
How do you make a third beautiful send-off? Technically, Nemesis was the last beautiful send-off where you killed one of them. They all had champagne, and then Picard went to the bridge. I mean, that wasn't really.
And said goodbye to Riker. Riker was
that was the good. Yeah, that was the good scene.
Let's see. We've got Laris, Team Bev, Beverly, Laris. Chuck A says no Beverly. So is that like, no, I want Beverly, or no Beverly? No, I know. I have a Beverly intolerance.
Don't kill off Laris. I mean, utilize her in some way.
Yeah.
She's ex-Romulan Tal Shiar. She'd be quite useful. Maybe Picard's really crap in bed, and she's like, you know what? I've waited 50 years for a man. No.
And I love him more deeply than the last schmuck I had, the Northerner.
Unless they're bad in bed, then I will have to skip and do the next deepest love. Although, imagine if you were the Romulan lady, right? What if you killed your husband every time? Then, by their own rule they just set up, every new husband will love even deeper. So if you want to have even more deep love, you just murder them and find a new one. Hey, loophole, man.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Romulan family court must be exciting. Paul Rolu, member for 11 months at the rank of captain. Thank you, Captain.
Thank you.
Says, always thought they would eventually get together in TNG. Yeah. Or the reveal that actually... Well, we don't want that reveal, though. Wesley actually being Picard's son, because then it means he was screwing with Beverly while she was married, which would make him look like a total dick. I don't know how that would work, but anyway, yeah. Both of them. Steve wants a trifecta of a marriage.
I mean, it's modern, modern universe.
Yeah.
Dear me.
Ezra says no high school drama shit. I am Team Laris just because I like Laris. Maybe Picard and Beverly did get together for a bit. Yes, I would love something like that. Or they did get together for a while. Went bad. That's why they're kind of at odds in this season.
So,
but
all good things
again.
With
Laris.
But
yeah.
That
consistency of both timelines they got together would be nice, you know.
I just still can't stand that he basically didn't talk to any of his bridge crew in like 20 years. Because you would think that Beverly would just, call on Picard when she's in the solar system, as would Riker, as would all of them. Because unless they retcon that and say they did actually hang out in between at various points, it's just sad that they spent 13 years together on the Enterprises through a Cardassian border war. Yeah, that happened at the time. Into the Dominion War, to the post-Dominion War. It's a lot of stuff they went through, and they didn't see each other pretty much for 20 years. That's,
Well, after Trekyards crashes into a planet, and then after Trekyards gets a new Trekyards, and then after that Trekyards gets totally slaughtered in a nebula, and then who knows what happens to Trekyards after that. After that, are you going to still talk to me? You're going to call me up randomly and be like, hey,
look,
dude.
It depends if Trekyards refugees come to my house and will help water my Trekyards so that I can
Trekyards refugees. I love that. That's all you guys. You would be the collateral.
Look, when Trekyards explodes, via the Trekyard son, as in the son of Trekyards, so it has to be born in. Gosh, allegories.
Yeah. Mario's right, though. 20 years goes by faster than you realize, yes, this is true. But still, I mean, it doesn't make sense.
It takes 1 second to beam from Earth's solar system to his vineyard and say hello.
Travel is just different for sure in the future.
I mean, that's why the Children of Mars short showed a huge lack of understanding by everybody, because at the very start they say the guy on Mars can't beam to Earth because of work, or can't get back to Earth, and it's like, he can literally beam as into solar system beaming at that point, just through the relays. Like, that would have to be a thing, or you can go up to a ship and be... You get home for Christmas in minutes. I don't think for a second they can't beam from Earth to Mars. Like, if you've got a space dock there, that would be super useful.
I gotta send you a picture.
Okay.
You gotta look at it because on the other monitor I have the little floating window of you, and the wallpaper changed. I just want to show you what you're. Anyway, even the colors kind of match. Trout Bomb Wombat, $5.
Thank you.
I'd love to see who made Captain and who ended up doing something that made sense as to their character. Yeah. You like that picture?
It's me on the off day. It's the side of me you don't see straight. But if you want to read M. Stark's comment as well.
M. Stark says, where's M. Stark?
Just above Trout.
Did you see that new render of the Enterprise floating around today? I think that is related to Picard. I haven't seen it, no.
Well, it's not. Well, I mean, it is Enterprise F, but it's the Odyssey class for a book. That new Adventures game book. They just did a new render because it's a new book.
Okay.
It still looks like a game model, so it's not to say. I mean, that, for a hero ship, that's nowhere near the quality you'd want. So, and Thomas Maroney already said, yeah, we just I redid the model for the game because it's old. Again, they do it. He does it every once in a while because they're Enterprise, so it makes sense to update it the most. If it's going to be in a book, you'd want the best render. It's still not the best render. Like Mark Bell's model's nicer, so it's don't overthink it, guys.
Chuck A again, yeah, some form of data, no soon, please. Yeah, I mean, you get before reassembled. Yeah.
Give me lore or give me death.
Yeah, lore or get before reassembled, do something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you could easily retcon. I mean, Jurati's now a Borg, sort of. Borgati, I think that's what people call her. But all you have to do is have somebody say, breakthrough, I managed to fix lore, I managed to fix B4. Really? I thought that if it was over. Yeah, Girardi has never worked on him properly. She always was drunk with love with Maddox.
All you need is the new Soong, i.e. Soong, whatever, Eric
That's true.
Soong or whatever his name was, to get in there and
That's
work
true.
on that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I mean, they've also, it's also worked on all of the living androids. I mean,
yeah,
it wouldn't be much to say, okay, we got B4 back. We managed to clone Data. I suppose I would rather see them get Data from meet him in the past. They need to either go back in time or holodeck or something of the ilk where they go and see classic Data with DH Brent, showing they can do it properly, because DH Technologies is, it's still as expensive as it was when they made it the first time 2 years or 3 years ago, but you can do more for less money, and it's no longer that showrunner who obviously, what was his name again? Michael Chabon. Like,
yes.
They didn't even get him the right hair. I mean, they made so many silly mistakes that if they were a true fan that really cared, you would be so conscious of making it right the first time. Because if you have to fix it in post, that takes money we should have spent towards de-aging. So give him a second chance, do it properly, have a scene with Data. Because it would be... I feel like it would be a little bit sacrosanct to bring back the entire TNG cast as their characters, and not have Data in the season. Because then you haven't got the entire TNG cast, all their characters back. You're missing Data. It doesn't matter if Brent's playing a Soong, we don't really care if he plays Arik or whatever. If you don't get Data back, then you can't say you got them all back. Because you're missing arguably almost one of the three most popular characters. So they've got to include Data somewhere. Even if it's, like I say, hologram, and therefore you can just have him be whatever, doing whatever. Or even Geordi. Maybe Geordi has a hologram of Data in his office that he talks to sometimes. There's easy ways you could do it. Easy ways. I mean, what do you guys think? Would you be okay to not see a Data? Like Data as Data?
Yeah.
What do you think? Would you feel a cop out, or do you really care if it's not the complete cast?
That's tough. Data's death scene was so well done that I almost don't want them to bring him back like forcibly. It's almost like bringing Buffy back from the dead when she didn't want to be brought back. Kind of disrespectful to the character, but at the same time, with all the TNG cast there, I want some semblance of Data. Yeah, it's a tough question for me, actually.
But it's like any old showrunner who kills a character in a shit way, we can't disrespect that legacy by bringing them back. But wouldn't it be better to give them a better? Because as we said before, that version of Data, just wipe his memory, bring him back. The only reason he wants to die is because he's tired of living in that existence. If you give him a new existence with less memory, like, Data wanted to be human, not die in a computer, the remnant of his memory.
Yeah.
That wasn't a true Data dying. That was a bit of his fragment left that didn't bother to save. Wouldn't it be better to save Data, to bring back a new version of Data and make him human, or to give him a synth body that could feel, so he's playing. Wouldn't that be a nice way of ending? Kind of re-retcon like the original. The android Data died. Now we've got the synth android Data who lived and got to be human-y, and we get to see Brent be human Data. Wouldn't that be a nice way to end that character?
Yeah. Wouldn't it be nice to have Q's final snap in season 2 as part of the gift be B4, but like brought back to not only complete, but also as a human with Data brought back?
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah.
Or in the past?
That is a very intelligent idea.
They won't do that, but it would be nice.
No, that's really
a nice
smart.
little send up.
He says, "Oh, I didn't get to see Data, or as a present to the Soong who I betrayed a bit, gonna make Data alive again and human-y." Ooh. Or episode 4, we bump into Brent Spiner in a uniform, or in whatever, and he's like, "Captain? Oh no, we're another Soong. No, it's me, Captain. Data. Data? Yes, I got, It's like, wow, he's human. That'd be cool. That'd be cool. Yeah.
Well, they're talking about holographic Data with a mobile emitter. That would work too.
Well,
And Stark mentioned that.
I mean, that's a super cheap and easy way of doing it. Yeah.
Data in a new Golem body. Yeah, that would make the most sense with Eric Soong on the case. So. Yeah.
And then you can have Brent without the makeup.
Yeah.
He can look old at that point. That's okay.
Casual Trekker throws in $5, so thank you so much.
Thank you.
Brent Spiner isn't in the group pick, so that tells me there is a surprise coming. Because why the omit otherwise? Yeah, exactly. His name's in the credits where they announced everybody coming back. But yeah, not in the trailer or the release photos.
And Dave L says, would Brent Spiner even come back as Data? They are prostitutes. If you pay them enough, they'll do it.
Wow.
As is any actor. And that's okay, because they need money to live. We want to see them do things before they can't do things anymore. And the reason I want to play Data is A, boredom, and B, he looks older. They've now introduced easy ways of making him come back and not look older. But maybe not give him 3 deaths in 3 iterations. Stop killing Data.
Every actor wants to do their own death scene, but goddamn, 3 of them? Yeah, it's a bit much.
Yeah, because they're different showrunners. Season 1 was Michael Chabon, had his own vision. Season 2, obviously, was Akiva Goldsman and Pandemic. That was also a showrunner, how it determined what they did. Season 3, Terry Matalas. Yeah. Different people again.
Mr. Jericho says, I still think that human lore, or human Soong is lore. That'd be a nice twist. Somehow you find a way to age and fool everybody.
Well, he had the emotion chip from Soong, the original Soong, so maybe that ages him. Simple retcon. He didn't realise he got older. There you go.
Yeah.
Well, no, Soong was disassembled by... they didn't even mention Soong or Lal. I don't know if Chabon ever said why. It's like, guys, you have all these... Just... Given that I write so much Star Trek now...
Yeah.
So many different Trek shorts are doing so many different things. It's not that hard to make it all fit, guys. I write so much of this stuff.
He does it better than all of you.
Oh, dear. Guys, $20 and I'll share a teaser of a Trek short that is so far in the future you won't see it for a while, but I just did some CG yesterday because I want things rendering. $20 and I'll show a screen cap. It's what I showed Matt earlier today. Talk about appreciating Trek canon. $20 and 1 super chat. I'll show a Trek shorts canon-y thing so you've never seen before again.
Cool. Well, while we're waiting for that one,
20.
Metallica fan 1442 throws in £5. Thanks for the live stream discussion. I just hope it's good. We're right there with you. So the easiest thing to hit, just be good.
Let's be honest, it's going to be fantastic. It is. But until we see it, we don't know.
Yes.
Because they know it's their last chance. Unless they get a TNG movie. TNG movie number 5. To it, Patrick said he'd be happy to do.
I heard a rumor today that Orville season 4 might actually just be a movie. So, who knows?
Which is funny because Marvel's gone from movies to TV shows, and that's how they've made their transition. Speaking
of, She-Hulk is pretty good. First episode.
Cool.
Yeah.
Looked fun to me. I don't. You do a full CG character, it's not going to look the best for the entire show. Of course not. I had no problem with that. What was I saying? Yeah, I mean, give us another movie. That'd be cool. They were going to have a 5th movie and then didn't. End on an epic cliffhanger. Give us a movie with a higher budget per one thing. Just reuse the set. Because I don't know I haven't heard if they've taken the sets down now. It's been several months since 2 months since they stopped shooting. You'd think somebody would know if the set still exists, because if they're holding the Stargazer sets, then they want to do more, because you don't keep the studio space is spending tens of thousands a day just to keep it together, because the studio could build new sets and renting out for other things. Just saying.
A lot of band account throws in $2. We need more TNG deaths and sad endings. Wow. And somebody said this is the last thing they want Worf to have an honorable or warrior's death.
Stop killing them.
Yeah.
Just let them live out their fictional lives in peace.
And Thunder Ducky throws in that $20 you were asking for to show the reveal. So
oh my god. Awesome. Let me find where I put it. Cool. That's awesome. Yeah, see what you guys think of this super... I won't spoil which film it's for, because you will not be able to know or tell from the shot. going to steal it from Facebook. This is actually a flashback sequence. So I do that. Oh, it's not a finished shot. It's not finished. Okay, just keep that in mind.
Okay.
But it's all render. I'll say that. Render new. Well, thank you, Bob. That's awesome.
As we're waiting for that to show up, guys, hit that like button if you haven't already. There are 82 of you here and 68 likes. So hit the like button. Keep the super chats coming. We do want to hear your thoughts about what you want to see in season 3 of Picard. So.
Alright, so this is the shot that I created for a Trek Shorts. Filled with Trek canon. Because if I'm going to do it, why would you not want to do it?
Because. Ooh, look at that. An Excelsior class. Lots of shuttles.
But not just that. A TNG Excelsior class.
Ooh, nice.
Because obviously the nacelles.
The glowing nacelles, yeah.
So what do you take from this?
Nothing. It's another, oh shit, we got to get out of here. Let's saucer separate and then lose the entire ship anyway.
Not quite. What do you think of the shot, Stuart? Do you approve?
Yeah, I do. Absolutely. 100%. Everybody else better approve too.
Yeah, this is a shot from a flashback. Takes place during season 1 of TNG.
You sure that's not a still from the upcoming Star Trek Resurgence game?
Oh, it does look a bit like that, doesn't it? Yeah, actually.
It does. It does. Yeah. With the nebula in the background, it looks very game-like.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no comp work yet. It's all pre-comp. This was a shot of a sequence where the ship has to launch, obviously, a fleet of shuttles. And I thought to myself, okay, it's early TNG, so I get to and we're building shuttles for other shows, for other shorts. So I thought, hey, it'd be nice to utilize the fleet. We never see shuttle pods or the original shuttles in fan films because no one ever chooses to use them. And so seeing them all three at the same time, I don't think we've ever seen before, because they just kind of override them with a new thing. And originally I was going to include the TNG shuttle, the Type 6, because I thought, well, they're new. And then, of course, All Good Things retconned them into being in Season 1. So I'm like, oh, okay. They were there. So I can do all three. And you get a very...
Christian Montgomery's like, Enterprise B escape? No, it's not the Enterprise B, my man.
No. And it's not an escape either. They do well. Not all of them return, I'll say that.
It's an attack. It's a fighter squadron.
But it's quite cool to see all three types, because they represent three very different styles of art design. We can do anything, so we're not going to build a physical miniature, which is the TNG curved one. We're going to build a physical miniature. It has to be very boxy and simple. Travel pod. And we're going to steal our own design from Star Trek 5 and make it smaller. Other shuttle.
Yeah. Hazraz, see you later. He's heading to work, so good to thank you for joining us.
Good.
While you could.
Thanks, Joseph.
And Casual Trekker, $5. Could season 2 occurring almost entirely on Earth? Almost. Because they wanted to put as much money as they could do in season 3. Could be the case. Absolutely. The 2 episodes that Terry was in charge of were fantastic in Picard season 2. But he quickly moved on to go to season 3. So hopefully he took all that coolness with him, because Shaban definitely lost something in the middle there, being in charge. So,
yeah, and I think that's 100% true. Given the amount of sets they redress. There's only like 10 sets in the entire thing. It felt very, very cheap. So I 100% believe they skimped and saved, and because why wouldn't you? If you're gonna have an epic, if you know the middle chapter is going to be the least interesting, you save the money for the last chapter where you're doing everything. 100%.
Yep.
So they clearly built the Stargazer sets because they're in season 3, and I'm getting the impression they just filmed episodes 1 and 10 at the same time at the end of season 1 when they were ready for season 2. So they filmed them last, and they're the best. As if they let, Goldsman shoot his 8, Teleshop 1 and 10, and then continue in season 3.
Mm-hmm. Melissa's Legally Blind World. Hello, Melissa. How's it going? Good to see you again. Eric Martin throws in $5 and says less Raffi and more ships. That's the perfect summation for me as well.
And Melissa does ask, imagine if there was a Starfleet-esque in-universe documentary. Well, there's two, called Proto-Axonot and The Romulan Wars. And I'm also doing several as well. So you'll see one pretty soon. It would have been much earlier, but people keep Indigo going before me, so I can't do mine. Which is annoying, because I'm saving it for that. So I have something cool to launch. It's been pretty much done for like months, Stuart. Yep.
Listen, Jericho. Raffi will be the only one who lives at the end. Well, no, that's unacceptable. Let's see, did the show? Should we start with?
No, it was fine. No, it's but it is an, it is an exciting show, and we've learned many a time. Although they can lie, obviously, none of them are cameos. None of them are small parts. I still don't like the uniforms; they're too leathery. Hopefully, there'll be a reason for that, or they'll look better in the actual show.
Yeah. I don't know. As a lot of people have said, I'm just hoping for a good story. And yeah, space battles and ships are going to be impressive and cool and all that. But if it's not attached to a good story, it's going to kind of fall apart quickly. And I don't want people that are like, ooh, there's such cool stuff in season 3 to be blinded by giving us ships and stuff,
Well, also not just that, but you say cool space battles, but they're going to be the pew-pews. They're going to be the... Like, that's not... I don't enjoy seeing
Hopefully
those.
not.
Like, I want phasers and torpedoes all looking classical. Watching this... It was great to see the Stargazer and all that such firing on the La Serena. But then we got... It has such a weak feeling. So, I mean, no. It goes classic thing in space battles, or what's the point? So...
Yeah. Christian Montgomery says Barkley? ?
Mm-hmm. I'd love to see Barkley.
I wouldn't be opposed to Barkley returning at all.
Mm-hmm. I mean, as I've said several times, bring one legacy person back each episode. That's why I pitched originally. Although we're gonna have several, we're gonna have them in. I think they said they're in pairs, and you're gonna sort of alternate through different versions of them going through the story. But bring back a guest star each episode.
Yeah.
That's fine, See Barkley, see EMH, see all sorts. Yeah, do it.
Gastrel 1980 says, when is its release date? It's rumored to be February of next year. So
but nothing
not
official.
Too far away, honestly. But yeah, it's nothing official. February or March is kind of the zone that they're aiming for, hopefully.
Although if they want to do a movie, I wouldn't be surprised if they change the release date. Just because, that might change some plans.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Like, movie after this, or do you think it's going to come Star Trek LaForge for 3 or 4 seasons? That would be cool as well.
Yeah, I'd like to see Star Trek LaForge for sure. Or just, a better name for a show. Picard only works because it's actually like, ooh, the legacy of.
Yeah. But if they do that with other characters, that's all they're going to do. It'll be Star Trek LaForge, Star Trek Crusher. It's just like, oh.
I don't think they can play that card much more.
Anyway. Oh, we have 80 likes. Awesome. But we have 89 people now. So if you're just joining us, hit the like button. Let's get up to 100 likes. Keep the super chats coming. It's been a good live. And we want to hear your thoughts on things you want to see in Season 3. We want to talk about them.
Mm-hmm.
So super chat in, and we'll address those. And just keep in mind we have to read them all on the air, so you can make us say whatever you want as well.
That's true.
Or me, at least, because I'm the one that reads them.
Yes.
And nobody's joined the channel this live stream, so click that join button, see what options are available if you want to help us on a monthly basis. We would appreciate that as well.
I mean, I do think that we would see the E and the D, or at least Galaxy class and
Sovereign.
Yeah. Because if you're those are both parts of the legacy. So, I mean, even if it could literally be as simple as because we saw I think 4 sovereigns in the battle with the Borg ship. It was as simple as Worf, LaForge, Beverly. They take a ship to go somewhere and happens to be a sovereign, and they get to they rebuild parts of the bridge, the turbolift and that back bit, and then walk onto it and you get a CG version of the bridge for the rest of it, and then like that feels like I remember my time on Enterprise E. How was she? Good. You could still utilize the way doing it even if you're not having the E, because just seeing the sovereign would be good enough.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And there are lots of good. I mean, the E, when you have miniatures, when they're based on miniatures, there is a finite amount of physical quality you can get in them. The original Enterprise refit only has so much detail, right? The E only has so much detail. If you replicate it 1-to-1 detail, like that you know what I mean? There's a finite. Things like the Stargazer, they can kind of add even more and make the, wow, let's make sure this this new version of the docking port now has 14 handholds and 7 consoles. But in the refit, it's just a little door with a window and 2 lights. There's a finite amount. So if you build on the E again, there's only so much detail. And I have, 2 hero models of the E, like, you know what I mean? So showing the E as a hero model would be easy. Even, not necessarily the Stowe version, but there are hero models around. Would be nice to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Liz Jericho says usually it airs after Discovery, but they just started filming Discovery. They've already finished Picard, so that might be shuffled around a bit. So,
but they also finished Strange Worlds season 2 filming a while ago. So they're not going to be in the same order again because everything's.
Yeah. Casual Trekker throws in $5. Would that actor rumored to play Picard's son be a good plot or something they should avoid with too much backstory for how he came to be? No, I think you could do that fairly smoothly.
I don't know. I'm torn.
I don't think that's much of a problem, honestly. Yeah.
If it's well done, it's well done. It was well thought out. I don't know. I mean, the Wesley scene in season 2 is okay. There are scenes that you don't necessarily need, but they're okay.
Christian Montgomery. Wow, that's amazing. Data as the Enterprise D holographic tour guide. That'd be awesome, because it does in season 2 on the placard that the saucer was recovered and is in Starfleet Museum. That'd be a great way to put data in there without actually having data in there. I love that. Eric Martin, $5. Want to hear Riker say, "Red alert, shields up." Picard say, "Engage." Worf fighting. LaForge falling in love in the holodeck. Oh my gosh. Actually, that whole holographic tour guide thing could work, especially if they steal the Enterprise space dock or out of the Starfleet Museum, and the tour guide's like, "You can't do that." And Data's just there the whole time complaining about things. I like it.
Oh my, that's all I can say. I want to see. We mentioned LaForge in love. We know he has kids. Have him be happily married to Leah Brahms. Have her come back. Wouldn't that be a nice scene? We're in their office at Planitia or wherever, and she's there for a scene as a cameo. Wouldn't that be lovely?
Yeah. Matt Boardman, $10. It's interesting to see that despite Picard's experience and warning from all good things, that the crew still have fallen away from each other, like in that alternate timeline. Yeah, that's a good point, actually. Everybody kind of grew distant because of beefs and grudges against each other. So, I feel like you want to say something.
Well, I was watching The Office the first time the other day, and there's a poignant statement where they say, the Office is not, you don't choose who you work with, but yet you spend all your time with them and become friends or not. And so the Enterprise D, Worf didn't pick to serve with Riker, didn't pick to serve with LaForge, so they became friends, but what kept them together was the ship. So after they separate, they're all such high-end professionals. It's not unreasonable to say they're not going to see each other, but we would like to have thought they bonded more. But then again, you know, people go to university you become really strong friends, and life gets in the way, etc. But there's a difference between not talking for years because things happen versus Picard being a coward and sad man just saying his vineyard for 20 years and blah blah blah. There's a difference, you know.
Yeah. Paul Ronu, who's has upgraded his membership to Admiral. So thank you very much, Admiral.
Ha! You're outranked, Stuart.
Thank you.
You can order Stuart to do something.
That's okay.
Ha! Fine. Although, speaking of ordering, I ordered you all to answer our poll. Someone did a new poll. I asked, are you more excited about Picard Season 3 or Lower Decks Season 3? And it has remained damn consistent by 140 votes. Lower Decks at 53%, Picard at 47%. Interesting.
Very close behind, though.
Oh, yes.
Much closer than I anticipated.
I'm going to write a new poll.
Captain Corky, member for 6 months at the rank of Commander, so thank you. Says, I just hope Worf is still full of Klingon fun facts. Sure he will be. Sean O'Sullivan puts in €2 and says, looking forward to some cunning stunts. I gotta say, because of my dyslexia, I read that totally different. So use your imagination. Andre Benson, $5. Do you think we'll see a Picard Season 3 trailer around late December or January? Yes. Yes. Because we've only got like a teaser trailer with just characters, nothing. Yeah, I'm sure we'll get a trailer or 2 or 3, actually, because they really want to build up the hype for this one. Because they're much more proud of this one, from the sounds of things. So yeah, I mean, we'll get 1 or 2 trailers at least. Yeah. Eric Martin throws in $5, so thank you. 7 should meet Worf and say Klingon species 5008, and he growls back at her.
I mean, it'd be I'm looking forward to seeing 7 deal with everybody. Talk to everybody. Maybe she actually made friends with some of them over the years because she would, as in she might meet them at functions, and maybe she Count Mariner actually got quite chummy with Riker in a mission, and all just not meeting for the first time. It's like being some of the biggest heroes. But Admiral Janeway, bring us Admiral Janeway. Maybe have a 7 and Admiral Janeway scene. Yeah. Maybe she starts off in her office, talk about bloody temporal mechanics, or maybe go radical, right? Start with 7 talking to Braxton or Commander Duquesne on the relativity and saying, those temporal things that you sent me to be the Feminist Rangers to change timeline events, and I went back and was secretly your agent in season 2, and and he was Duquesne the whole time, but because he had to keep his cover for 7, who's there as well, Justice for Duquesne. Hashtag.
Oh, we have a new poll, guys. Go vote on it. Did you think Picard Season 1 was bad? Season 2 was okay. Picard Season 1 was okay. Season 2... Picard Season 1 was good. Season 2 was okay. Or Picard Season 1 was okay. Season 2 was...
Yeah.
It's a few options. We can only do 4.
I would have had 2 more if I could have, but I think that summarized things mostly. So if you had to pick, because one of those I think we both would say overall. So we'll see where you guys land. Vote now for ever hold your
winning.
What?
Yeah. Or is the both bad option? Well, we could only have 4 options available with Jericho.
Yeah, so I wish we could do.
And even in all bad series, there's still some good moments. So.
Yeah, and it's still comparing the 2. So out of the 2, one is X or Y. Dear me.
Yeah.
Donnie, I know it's but the closest to your opinion, so we get a sense. But it would be hard pressed to think they can mess up season 3. That said, it's not as if this cast are gold dust. They were in some bad episodes of TNG. And at the end of the day, it has nothing to do with these cast. If the writers write bad stories with them, they'll be bad stories. These are actors portraying characters. They will say what they're told to say. Rarely they say, my character wouldn't say that and make a stink. Because they want to get paid, they want to do their job, they're professionals. They're not going to say that 9 times out of 10. So, it isn't them being back is the golden. I mean, we saw Seven in season 1. She killed Eden, murdered each of them. It's terrible. It's if they really care about Star Trek Legacy and doing a good job, that's what's important. The writers, the producers, the executive producer, the showrunner, the set designer wants to make things look like Star Trek. You know, those things are the important things. You know, Lower Decks had everything that could have failed. A kids show, Rick and Morty style, yes, but the writers cared so hard, so much, that it works, despite its cartooniness, you know? Oh, Matthew, interesting.
Well, 95 people here, 90 likes. Guys, are still looking for that 100 likes. Let's try to get there. Keep the super chats coming. They're very good. You guys are doing awesome. And really impressed with the turnout for this one. So hopefully season 3 doesn't let us all down.
Well, another question, though, is if a lot of ship stuff, we know there's a lot of time on ship stations and shuttles, are they going to say, you know what, let's make them however long they need to be? This episode 61 minutes, this episode 72 minutes. Because at the end of the day, you can shoot bottle shows way easier, quicker, and cheaper. It's locations that burn money, whatever, even with COVID procedures. So are they going to be 40 minutes? It's going to be 50 minutes. If this is their last TNG appearance ever as a group, maybe Terry says, I want a 75-minute episode. I want an 85-minute episode. Yes, 19 minutes might be a conference room scene, but fans are going to eat that shit up. Do you want lots of different lengths, or would you rather them stay at sort of 50 minutes max? And
I want different lengths like Orville did for season 3, but they're not going to do that. There's no way they're going to do 120.
No, that's excessive. But,
hour and 20-minute long.
But maybe 65, 70.
Yeah, but they're not going to do it. So whether I want it or not, they're not going to do that. They're going to maintain the same kind of format, I think. I just don't want 35-minute long episodes, which...
Yeah, 41 minutes and 6 minutes of credits, pre-titles, titles, last time on. It's like...
And stop with the last time on. We're well aware what the fuck happened last time on. So stop it. Damn, I hate that in shows so much.
Or just make
Picard season 1
have it be 50
was bad.
minutes.
Picard season 2 was bad.
Or have it be every episode's 50 minutes, and then the extra time you add on is the pre-titles, titles, and post, as in credits. That's the lingo of how we do it, you know?
It'd be nice. Not gonna happen. Listen, Jericho, Captain on me. Yeah. Well, you can skip them on these services anyway. Yeah. Just a pet peeve of mine. It's getting way more prevalent with shows these days, and it just needs to stop. Last time on Trekyards. Yeah, last time on Trekyards, we talked about what did you want to see from season 3 of Lower Decks?
Yes. Hi.
Anyway, what are you going to say?
I'm going to say, Stuart, I think we should all be sold something fantastic via the YouTube gods. What do you think?
Oh. Yeah.
Let's see what they give us today. Welcome back, Stuart. Now, I hear you have 7 of those at home. How do you find using them?
Very exhilarating. But you need a lot of batteries to keep them going because they don't last long.
And do you change the motors as well? Because I hear those things they can go wonky with enough use.
No, I just maintain them, just grease them up, make sure they're running smooth.
But
regular maintenance.
But the size of them must make greasing quite hard.
No, I got special tools.
That's the next ad. The tools to support the theme sport.
All right.
Fun.
Philip Gaming says season 1 was kind of bad. Season 2 was really bad. Season 2 was also bookended by 2 really great episodes, or better episodes. I shouldn't say really great.
That first one was great. That first one was
First one was great. Last one was questionably great.
Well, it got good as soon as I went to the present. Except, why the hell didn't the Borg Queen, who's Jurati, who knew what was going to happen, tell them, excuse me, hey, don't shoot me, I'm Jurati. Bullshit. Just a poorly thought out season. My question to you, Stuart. Big question.
Yes.
So we know how in all Treks, and even me in my Trek shorts, budget saving is super important. So we know this season is going to be heavy on ship sets, shuttle sets, starbase sets. Great, fine. would you be, or how would you feel? I won't preempt you. How do you feel if 7 out of 10 of those environments are a redress of the Stargazer corridors? So every ship we see is a Stargazer corridor, maybe relit slightly, change of paint slightly. Every ship, every starbase, same corridors. Everything's got almost the same art design, just with a few different colours to save money. So there are lots of, they put money in other places. Or do you expect to see, if you see another ship, you want to see a new version of interior, or would you be content with,
or an old version of an interior?
Well, that's the side answer, yes. But how do you feel if pretty much everything's just the Stargazer corridor?
It would kind of annoy me after a while. Yeah, I want to see more ships, new ships, but I don't want all the interiors to look alike, just different colors. Starfleet's very good at maintaining ships over long periods of time, so we do need to see some older corridors mixed in with some new ones as well. So hopefully that's a thing. I don't really want a redressed Stargazer hallway for every freaking station we're on or whatever.
The irony
yeah, they're trying to save money. I get it, but
Well, the irony is, if you look at a Stargazer bridge, that amount of glass, like for the reflective surfaces, like to build that and the amount of greeblies, how much do you think a TNG corridor would cost to make? It's all painted plywood. You know what I mean? There's so little to that set, but it looks fantastic. They could easily have built 3 or 4 corridors. The void, as in like one corner of a TNG, of an Intrepid, of a Sovereign. Maybe Sovereign's more expensive, it's more LED lights, but like the cost of that would surely be about the same as one Stargazer set for the pure complexity of the materials. Wood is cheap as hell, not as much as it was, but it's cheap. I'm sure glass panes or plexiglass, whatever. I mean, well, maybe it's all plexiglass, but you know what I mean? Like those old sets are less expensive to build, and you've got exacting diagrams and whatever.
Yeah. Question is, would Stuart be excited to see carpet on a ship? Yes.
Needs to be carpet.
I'd be like, oh, you got it right. Okay, good job, guys. Keep moving. Doesn't have to be on every ship. I don't mind 1 or 2 ships with a different look, but yes, carpet would be a good idea. Just saying. Trekyards, would you want every starship interior to be a redress of the motion picture bridge? No. What?
Ooh.
Wood used to be cheap to build with, not anymore. It seems that's true. Wood's expensive now.
I'm sure if you still buy it in huge bulk, it's still. How would you feel then if they said, we want to maximize our budget, we're going to do smart? How would you feel if they redressed the Discovery corridors and the Strange World corridors, repainted, added new flats, so to have 3 corridors?
Better. That's a better way to do it. But then they have to be sending people to Toronto, because Discovery and Stranger World are both in Toronto. Mm-hmm. So,
but then they're down the street from each other.
But yeah.
I mean, you have to. Stranger World corridors are so close to being Picard era corridors. Let's be honest. You repaint them a bit. You add some different LCARs. That film crew can film Picard. There's no problem with that. All we have to do is send some cast. I don't know why they wouldn't do that. I mean, in TNG and Voyager, for Nemesis and First Contact, they use Voyager sets just verbatim because they're high-end production sets. If you want to have another ship, I mean, even let's be honest, the Strange World bridge, you could probably convert that into a very nice-looking Picard era bridge.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to do a bit of work to undo it a bit, but if they timed it well, that would look, certainly a more classic bridge by default.
Now, do they have an LED wall for Picard in LA?
Well, I'm sure they have access to one. They can rent one. They haven't got an in-house one. But Paramount might have bought one, made one in LA, but not specifically, because we know Discovery and Strange World built one for those shows, but given they both had multiple seasons left, that's not it's a worthwhile expense. I'm sure Picard has access to one. I mean, Mandalorian's one is in LA, so in theory, if they could rent, find time. But you can make a small one.
Yeah.
You don't have to make a full 360. You can make a 180. You can make a small chunk of one. It's just not as not as full on. I mean, do a TOS bridge style thing where you do this much, this chunk, and then you can shoot 3/4 because obviously you can do reverse shots.
Gorgonzola says that was the old version of saving money. It's a battle bridge, Stargazer bridge, Enterprise C bridge, basically every bridge in TNG and DS9. Yes, there should be those ships still around in this time for Picard. There should still be those old ships because they were around forever.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but also though, the sea bridge has its own unique vibe. The Stargate, they're kit bashes. They really tried to make them different. They didn't just rest on the laurels. There was one Miranda bridge where they put like really weird grating in the middle. It's like, that's a choice. Okay. Yeah, it added variety. None of them felt like the battle bridge, which was its own unique whatever. I mean, I don't know how different you can make the Stargate. It was so specific. It's like you couldn't really redress the Voyager bridge without looking like the Voyager bridge. I don't know how you know what I mean? It's so set in its ways if you had access to it again.
Philip Gaming says, I don't know of any Trek being filmed in LA in the near future. Now, Philip Gaming, are you the same guy that was on DJ Odyssey's stream the other night when I was on there? Because there was a guy that was actually in Picard. He was and he couldn't say much about it.
Oh,
so, but I think that's the same name. If not, let me know. We won't pump you for too much information because you don't got NDA, but still, good to know.
But Picard, Patrick wants to film in LA because it was easy for him.
Yeah.
But if you're doing a movie, maybe you could justify paying him more to go up to Toronto for a few weeks.
Toronto's nice.
I've been through there.
Just saying.
I've seen the airport.
Yeah. So you were on the very edge of the city, so you didn't see anything of it. Yes, that is the same guy. Worked on season 3 of Picard. Cool.
As an art department,
we'll have to maybe get you on the channel after
we Trekyards themed, working on ships, tech sets, and being very general. Did you work on costumes, ships?
He was an actor.
Tech? Oh,
he's in one of the scenes.
Oh.
So he was wearing a uniform of some sort, I would assume, but I can't ask.
Would you assume? You assuming?
I assume.
Do you play?
Maybe we'll get you on the channel after you can actually talk about things, because that'd be awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I'm. Wouldn't it be kind of cool if we got multiple uniforms in Picard of the old guard? Kind of. I know I hark on about it, but that Picard flashback uniform looks good on people. It really looks well. I'm doing another short in it in 13 days, and it's going to be. I've never seen 3 people on set with the same costume before of that type. Have some of the old ships in those. Yes, it might be old at this point, but TNG was still around while Nemesis was still around. Let's see some First Contact uniforms. I don't know.
Yeah. Is the CN Tower visible from every part of Toronto? No, absolutely 100% not. No, is the answer. Can't even see it from the airport. When you're landing, you can, but no.
No, but we know that a lot more of our guys, the Akudas and the Drexlers and such, a lot more in season 3. That's where their heart and soul went, clearly. And they are biased because they obviously like the stuff they do. But I think John Eves is not happy with anything he pumps out. But yeah,
the good production team, people that actually care, like Dave Blass and Terry, being involved is nice. So hopefully season 3 will just be a huge step up.
I just really want the tell-all book for season 2. Knowing what actually was Terry's idea versus not, because it wasn't structurally a well thought out season, but where there's a pie of reasons. Like I have my Trek shorts have budgets of like $500 to $2,000 each, right? That's nothing. And so lots of times there's a reason why something doesn't happen or does happen. Someone says, "Oh, why haven't you got 3 more actors?" I'm like, "Well, because I haven't got 3 more actors. I haven't got 3 more costumes. I don't want to buy every costume an extra $150 to get." There are reasons it's not worth the time, money, effort, or whatever. I couldn't get that actor back, or I couldn't whatever. So what are those reasons in the grand scale for Picard season 2 that left it to be such a problem, you know, and how much of that is Terry, you know, because
Yeah.
you know, in a similar vein, and this always surprises me. I know you like it more, but for me, the fact that All Good Things and Generations are written by the same people, one is a masterpiece, one is not a masterpiece. Same people, same knowledge of Trek, same production. What the hell happened? Well, lots of things. That's the point. But back to back, it's a shocking difference in quality. You know?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's reasons equal reasons. You know. And I wonder if maybe Terry said, "Fine, you take season 2, like just you do what you want to do. This is your season, Akiva, right? Give me season 3. Give me your full control of season 3." You know. Yeah.
Gorgonzola says, do you think that season 3 will come with a new uniform?
We saw it in the trailer.
Yes.
Leather.
Not in the trailer. Exactly.
I'm just happy to see.
Matthew says,
I'm just happy to see 7 in uniform again. You know, don't give us pouty 7. Yeah. Give us 7 of 9 tertiary adjunct to be much 01. I think we're gonna get that character back.
Yeah. Matthew says, all I know is Raffi is back and I'm depressed again. Like, or is back to be depressed again, like she was in season 1. I'm gonna lose it. Yeah, they did some, like I said, they made some strides in season 2 to make her a little bit more likable at times. Didn't always last that long, but they did her character a lot better in season 2. So hopefully season 3 is better again. Less depression, more optimism. You know it. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not looking forward to Raffi being a big part of it.
Well, she's good, which is good, but that amount of time is slim. Hey, at least they didn't bring up her drug addiction almost at all in season 2. Or her son once. And they didn't overblow the relationship with her and 7. So, you know, they improved tremendously, just the story wasn't very good. I think just the fact we're going to get a ton of Starfleet, hardcore Starfleet, and we saw Picard has the same pin badge as part of the Academy governor thing. He's going to be active again in some way. You know, once they get into that zone, there's a certain point of you put our characters who've been on a certain track for, if you include the movies, 10 years of active service that we saw, right? Like, just full on. We throw them so far out of that box, there's only so much you can pull from of them feeling like themselves. You know, like it's great to see Frakes on his planet making pizzas. I wouldn't want to see a whole season of Riker at his house making pizzas. It wouldn't engage me or feel very Star Trek-y, but it works as a one-off. You put them all on Starfleet vessels, on ships and stations, doing their thing, acting their roles, helping as being a counsellor, helping to be an engineer, helping to be a Klingon advocate, you know, see more Klingons. That will all start adding on to itself. You know, maybe we're going to get a Klingon scene on a bird of prey, and it's really just an LED wall with a chair, and here's Worf and 3, you know, Klingons. It's like, boom, now there's Klingons back, and they're in the original uniforms, and, you know, so much possible if they go full on. If they go full on.
This Jericho says Soji should have been back instead of Raffi. Yes, there's so many other characters in Picard I would have loved to have returned rather than Raffi. But here we are. So we know she plays an important part because she is one of the ones pictured. So, yay
well,
for us.
The real question, though, is how much is Borg Artie going to feature? Because whoever's forced to write his episodes with those things.
I've heard 0.
But there's a new Borg faction.
I know.
And they've joined the Federation. And she's a Borg queen from an alternate timeline who's more advanced than anything we've ever seen before.
I know.
That should feature heavily.
It should feature heavily. I don't know if it's going to, though. The Watchers at the gate.
Now, I wouldn't mind if they do actually pay off, because it's meant to be, remember, they pitched this to us as 3 chapters of a book, with each season telling something new about Picard's life. They knew what they're doing. They pitched Patrick a story. They had all 3 seasons. Obviously, all lies. What's turned out, but that's fine. What if the villains are actually the tentacle aliens from season 1? What if it took them a year or 2 years to come back and are actually going to fight them? And the Borg, the future mega Borg people that we've just discovered, are part of that, thing. Would you like them to be the villains of season 3?
If they're done well, yes. It'd be a nice tie-in and wrap-up to the beginning of this whole thing. Sure.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're going to get forgotten about. I think the whole Borgatti thing is going to be forgotten about as well. I just have a feeling.
It'll be there for
I don't know.
Books and Star Trek Online to milk.
Yes. Or for the next, after Picard, or Star Trek Picard, it'll be Star Trek Borgatti. The Adventures of the new Borg Queen. Christian Montgomery throws in $5. Do you think it's possible for Picard to extend his longevity, or would he even if he finds out he had a progeny? Will there be an anti-golem movement?
Progeny.
I didn't say prodigy. I said progeny. Okay. Will there be an anti-golem movement? No, I don't think so. I think Starfleet's lost. They've realized that artificial life forms aren't bad.
You mean the writers have realized that?
Well, the Talking universe and Starfleet was, yeah. I don't think it's going to be a thing.
Hi, Ethan.
Snoopy McQueen, $5. Worf is captain of Enterprise. No, he's not. So stop with that. Bring Data back and put a good end to TNG characters. Yeah. Worf will not be the captain of the Enterprise. I just wish people would let that go.
It's also been like 15 years. You think he'd be allowed to be captain for 15 years of the flagship? I don't know. And at what point was he given he's an ambassador on Kronos?
Maybe we could hear he took command of the Enterprise for a mission, was in command for a few months or something.
Oh, it's like a symbolic thing, yeah.
Yeah. And he was captain of the Enterprise for a while.
Or even he took command of the E when it got destroyed, because he was the only captain in the sector when the Enterprise E's captain got killed, and he had to step up and. I want to see Martok. I've seen Martok several times in full uniform and costume and makeup. Still looks great. That's the makeup though. Let's see Chancellor Martok. 30 years in, let's see let's see Grand Nagus Rom. Yeah. Let's see some politics stuff where we see.
You might see Grand Nagus Rom in Lower Decks when they visit Deep Space Nine. I wouldn't be surprised about that at all.
Yeah. There's the new male naked movement. Men are regaining their power by being as naked as women they once made naked. So now every Ferengi must be naked for one day a year just to show solidarity to the females of yesteryear. And so you see Quark's penis in Lower Decks. It's like, huh. Luckily it's a box, but the box is like so big. Like the box is like here on Quark's model. Like it's like
They already did that on the Orville though, with that one guy that showed up to the station naked because it's the first Sunday of the month or whatever.
The Super Defiant Mark II. Super Defiant. Or Defiant S for Super. Yeah, but guys, we are $23 away from a very nice number, which will help make yesterday's live our minimum.
Mm-hmm.
Which is nice. So if you can throw in some quick fire fives, it wouldn't take us long to get to that'd be phenomenal. And I've got an interview right after this live, so I've got to hit at the time or just before, which would be nice. Okay.
Matthew says, never thought I'd hear Quark and penis in the same sentence. Well, here we are. Welcome to Trekyards, everybody.
Lower Decks, the source of many, many jokes.
Yes.
It's Schrodinger's show. You know?
It is, absolutely. It's both good and bad before it's seen. So
because they've got some of the best characters in sci-fi, but also they've got the Star Trek Picard production team. To wit, proof is in the pudding. You know?
Yes. Yeah. Star Trek
say
Prodigy.
They're bad, but even they know their season wasn't very good.
Yeah.
Might be their fault, but that's what they came up with, you know?
Dan said Star Trek Prodigy had a female Ferengi. Yes, a good one too.
Great.
Yeah.
But currently it's 71 votes for the poll, which we asked, do you think Season 1 was bad, Season 2 was okay? Season 1 was okay, Season 2 was bad. Season 1 was good, Season 2 was okay. Season 1 was okay, Season 2 was good. We currently have a strong majority in 1 or 2 make up pretty much the entire poll. Let's get to 100 votes though. Put in your thoughts, we'd love to know. And like I said, $23 more, and we have a good number, which would be nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. $23 should be doable. Guys, we have that last super chat slot available too if you guys want it. So Snoopy right now is holding it, so who wants to snipe it from him? Even a snipe bar would be good right now. $1.
For another $15, I'll show off another shot from that same short. An actually finished shot. Another $15. That is music. Another $15 and I'll show a final shot of said Excelsior. Looking final. I'm actually very happy with this shot. I think it turned out really nice, actually. I don't know why in particular. I just think I got the lighting well. So, don't really get to work with Excelsior as much. $15 and I'll show it.
TikTok. We're waiting.
I should do some more stuff with Excelsiors. Well, Excelsiors are nice. Although my Enterprise B model crashes the renderer. It's a bit annoying. Yeah. Certain ships just kill. So does the Enterprise Z. And the Voyager, that fucking Voyager model. That's bullshit. That model is bullshit.
And Chappie has a bit of an oxymoron. He says both were good awful. I think you mean god awful.
Which he then clarifies later.
But then his awful has 2 L's, which is also wrong. Oh my goodness. Matt Boardman, $5. Borgatti snipe. Yeah, Matt made a comment earlier that he would like to take a Borgatti for a test drive. Only in the red color. Moving on.
I think Aslan Pill would let him? Peel, whatever it is.
I mean...
Goodness.
That's pretty smooth, I'm just saying.
Ooh, Paul. It's the conspiracy aliens. They're the villain of Season 3.
Oh.
That.
And also the tentacles.
Yes.
They're responsible for the tentacles. That's just their mother, like their queen predator.
I mean,
queen alien.
Could you imagine if they actually did that, and that would allow your cast to be baddies as well? Because then you could have Michael Dorn as Worf being both Worf and also controlled Worf. Because then you only need the entire cast and no one else. They play both roles independent of what scene they're in. That'd be a weird turnaround.
Thacker, take her for a test drive in the brown also. I mean, dude, I didn't say the pink. I said the red. I mean, the red dress, the red color. Moving on. Preston M. $1 going to the last Super Chat snipe. But Matthew DeFreitas snipes him out with a $2 one. It says, what do we think Picard's arc is going to be in Season 3? I think he's going to die. I think it's going to end with his death.
Second death.
Yes. Which is not as important as the first one, which Riker just noped out for. Like, hey, I got to go chase that person. Ugh.
I think it's going to be first season. Like, they're going to have to make it be a 3-season arc. And again, guys, $15, which will be our minimum. Like, that'll get us to our goal. 15 in one subject. I'll throw another screen cap from my web. Trek Shorts, finished one. Remember, $15. I'll throw it in. I think it's going to be...
Or $120. Just a $120 super chat.
All that, yeah. I think it will be... Season 1 was Picard sad, depressed, and alone. Season 2 is Picard finds a crew, finds out why he's sad, depressed, and alone in his later life because he can't give up. He can't find the things that we look for in later life. You know, love,
and he
life.
finds love.
Finds love, which at least lets him love. And Season 3 is about him choosing life, you know, from Eleanor's perspective, you know, choosing to live.
Choose to live.
Choose to live in happiness. And at the end, kind of like the arc of Patrick of TNG Season 1 to 7, goes from being a professional actor who's a little bit grumpy to he can have fun with the rest of them. And so at the end of Picard Season 3, he can settle down, you know, maybe give his vineyard to someone else, and he can live in a normal house, a new life with Beverly or someone else.
I think he's gonna die.
Strong and confident and happy again. He's or maybe becomes a teacher. Maybe realizes he's part of his life is Starfleet. So he says, yes, I'll start teaching every year. I'm only in my young second year of being a Gorkon, golem, being a golem. He's only 2, remember?
Yeah.
In this season.
And yes, Ethan, yes, he did die. We just talked about that.
Mm-hmm.
Matt Boardman.
Stab wound. Do you mean the Nausicaan?
Oh, the where he died. He didn't really die though. So
I think he did flatline. I think he did flatline in the episode. But brought back. It's fine. Rubber hot.
Matt Boardman, $2. Snipe. There you go.
I feel sniped, yeah.
Snoopy McQueen, $2. How do you know Worf is not a captain? It's not captain. Because that would be stupid. He was an ambassador at the end of DS9. So, and don't forget, I keep bringing this up, but it doesn't really matter with a good service record, I guess. But Sisko told him that his actions on the one mission he did with Jadzia would guarantee him that he would, because it goes on his permanent record, would guarantee him that he would not get a captaincy. So, that's why. I know it was in a book, but a lot of things were in books. Data was the captain of the Enterprise F in a book.
Yes. I think he's, of course, going to be captain in rank, but not the captain of a ship.
Yes.
That, can't not be a captain, so.
Preston M, $2. I want to see Master Chief O'Brien TR-116 snipe. Ooh, transporter sniper rifle snipe. Good job.
Be a hell of a crossover.
O'Brien should come back, yes. That would be great. No, Matt, that's not how it works. We're not building up to $15. We actually only need $5 right now to get the goal we're going for, so $5 super chat will do it.
As I said, for one $15 donation, which will get us past our thing, I'll show a brand new shot of Excelsior from my new Trek short, which is several episodes into a storyline. We're filming it soon. I haven't actually finished the script yet because it's hard to write this one.
Writing is hard, and you never ask me for advice when I have really good ideas after the fact. You're like, that would have been good, but you never talk to me. So, moving on. Sergeant Roadkill, £5. Missed the chat. Had beer. Found $5. Okay.
And then you lost it again by going to us. But we found it and we smiled.
I think we made enough now that we could show them the picture.
Okay. Fine.
Also, thank you very much. You have the last super chat slot right now, unless somebody snipes it from you. So sorry. Oh, Matt Boardman, $5 with a. There you go.
Well, here you go, Stuart. Here is a finished shot from this short. I rather like the lighting.
Is it a finished short from the shot or a finished shot from the short?
You'll see.
All the things.
Yes. And it's fun to do a TNG style with because you only ever see the glow in a couple of shots in all of Trek, so it's kind of fun to see the variation with the nacelles. Because I think they would have done that in TNG if they had the budget to swap out the nacelles in Excelsior, although it's refit of an old one, but not a young refit because the young refit had no nacelles. Yeah,
that shot was great, but again, the nebula gives me game vibes.
No, you're right. Yeah, something about it. It looks better in motion. But I like the lighting. I think it's gentle. I'm not afraid of the blackness, but also the color kind of helps it pop.
Yeah, looks great. That is some sexy lighting, says Sergeant Roadkill.
Thank you. Yeah, I wasn't sure I was going to do the purple nebula, but this is how I'm doing it. So
I want to know if Matt was like, but it's not how it works to get the $15, or if he was like pretending to be like a A10 gun firing that last super chat snipe with that. I don't even know. Preston M snipes in with $1, so there you go. That's the last super chat slot right there. Or is it? I don't know. Samuel has to leave, so apparently we got to go soon. So,
but we're doing well, so
we are. Yeah.
This is a fun short because I've got to design /kit bash a space station. and then I'm able to utilize a game model that I shouldn't necessarily use, but because they cheated me, I'm going to use it. So I'm gonna use it fine. Otherwise I wouldn't have written the thing in. So that's exciting. Otherwise I wouldn't. Yeah, well, I've already modified it. Yeah, just pockets of the universe, Stuart. And I asked somebody, do you think it's right that they exist in this point in canon? It's like, yeah, they're fine. Okay for you. I'm very consistent with the canon, Stuart. Otherwise, why do it? Why do it? Matthew, no. Because all the E1s are complicated. I've got 4 E-shorts. Well, I say that, 2 aren't short. 2 are longer than shorts. No, they're all kind of complicated ones. But in fact, I'm being interviewed straight after this by Trek Zone, talking about my last 2 shorts that just came out, and I'm going to reveal a first look of my next short that's going to come out, including a first look of the ship, which hasn't been seen before in a fan film as far as I know, and interior of the first look at Emma Thorne in costume and character on set as well. So that'll be exclusive to that when that comes out. I'll post it on Trekyards. That'll be my 4th Trek short this year. Dear me.
Nice.
It's just funny because it took me 5 years to finish 1, and I've done 4 in 1 year. I filmed way more than that, but bit better than it was.
Cool. All right. Well, Preston M looks like he has the last super chat slot. So thank you everybody that showed up.
Thank you.
Contributed. If you're watching this after the fact, you want to help us out, and you couldn't super chat at the time because you weren't live. You can do a super thanks. There's a super thanks button down there, and that all helps out. So if you can, please do. We appreciate it.
And let's look at the poll results. We have 82 votes. We'll give you another minute if you want to vote in quickly, guys, for either likes or vote. 82 votes. Any more votes on this question? I want to know what you guys think. The results have changed slightly. Oh, thank you, Metallic fan. Appreciate it. 82 vote now. And then Saturday, we've got David Bessig's next video. That'll be a long one and a good one. That'll be a premiere, guys, so you can join in the chat for that at the regular time. And then next week, I think we're planning doing a Trekyards live and a live with him as well about his book and other cool things. So tune in for those. And then Lower Decks next week.
Next Friday will be the Lower Decks review. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Listerica says, will we finally get those perks?
Will we? It's more when will you? If I haven't finished making the films, you can't get the perks yet. But that means you haven't seen all the cool stuff I'm doing. I've printed out all the perks. I'll say that because we did a huge signing session for the Convergence shoot. But Stuart knows how many things I'm doing, and it's kind of impractical to keep up with that and get stuff signed. But yeah,
Sergeant Roadkill. Yeah. Sergeant Roadkill says, "What is the Trekyards topic?"
Booze, liver damage.
People want us to have a general discussion Star Trek Trekyards, which that might be what it is, but it's also the lead up to Lower Decks coming back. So, yeah, we've already done our retrospective of Lower Decks season 2, so it won't be that, but it'll be like a lead up and just general Star Trek hangout and discussion thing but drunk. I'll have a few drinks beforehand, so I'm kind of coming into it sloshed. How's that? There you go.
I also have a brand new costume, a sci-fi costume I'm going to be offering for normally a $50 super chat to get into it. It's be a $100 super chat. It is that special a costume I've never had before, of an ilk that you guys are going to absolutely flip out over. No one's seen it as far as Marie's seen it, and a cast member's seen it, but I mean, yeah, it's super unknown by everybody at this point. So that'll be, and that'll obviously be like already a huge chunk of the goal anyway from that. So that'll be exciting. Impress you all. Boy, the customs on that, Stuart, to get that over. God damn it! You do the postage, you do the thing itself, and then customs is like, yep, we're just gonna squeeze you for all the dollars. So go good. Thank you for that, you crooks.
And on that note, We'll see you guys next time. So, until then, he's Commander Cocking.
He's Captain Foley. And the final result poll, 47% of you thought Picard Season 1 was bad. Season 2 was okay. 28% of you thought Season 1 was okay. Season 2 was bad. So the reverse. 22%, Season 1 was okay. Season 2 was good. And 5% of you thought Season 1 was good. Because out of all those 4 options, only 5% of you thought Season 2 was good, or 1 was good, Season 2 was okay. So the winner, I think, is how we would say, Stuart. Season 1 was bad / not good. Season 2 was okay. I think that's how we would rate it as well.
Yep, pretty much.
All right. See you then.
All right. Bye.